In this video, we are looking into the future of Alliance War. I am talking with a leader of a top 20 alliance, and what they are doing right now, some interesting, weird, strange hybrid teams that are using on war offense, war defense, that you may need to be shifting to as you start to punch up against these real high-level alliances. And if you're ready to see what this interesting strategy is, guys, find that like button, and you know what to do. Let's go smash it!
ValleyFlyin.
Whoa, yeah, what is up, baby? I am ValleyFlyin. Welcome to the ValleyFlyin channel. I hope you're having a great day, and I hope you're ready to learn about some weird hybrid war offense teams that you may want to look at when you start to punch up against some of these higher alliances that you may be punching up and seeing these very high-level defenses. And someone that runs into all these high-level defenses all the time is my buddy, MrHartgrave. How are you doing, brother?
Hey, Valley, I'm doing great, brother. It's great to be back on your show, and I'm looking forward to talking to all the Valley Maniacs about these really cool teams that we've developed here to try out on war offense.
Yes, and we're specifically not mentioning your alliance because you're not allowed to, but you're the leader, and I used to be in an alliance, and if you go back to some of my previous videos, you know what that alliance is, but I guess we cannot mention it here, but we're matching, brother. We're matching. We got the Hydra team on. We didn't even discuss this before the video. I was like, hey, you're wearing Hydra. I'm wearing Hydra too, because Hydra is pretty strong on war. So we're gonna discuss this. Now, I gotta preface this video. This is a strategy that at max 6 people in an alliance could use, right? The flight decks. You don't want any of your strong rooms like security, armory, barracks, anybody in those using these kind of rooms. Any kind of these hybrid teams, correct?
No, yeah, this is like a flight deck kind of strategy. You take a few weaker people that maybe want to really kick ass at war. They want to stop getting losses. Maybe they don't have the strongest roster and they want to do better at war. They're not getting MVPs and they want to try for it, or they're on early on in war and they're not being very effective. Yes. Then this kind of strategy can work for them really, really well.
And you're in a very high level alliance, but you don't have a lot of collection power, right? And this is allowing you to do some big war offense. The defense is kind of sacrificed. You're not really getting a lot of defense, but war offense, this is allowing you to do some big punch-ups against some high-level alliances that have some crazy D teams. So with that preface, guys, and and again, let me say one more thing, because you guys are very highly offense, right? Yes. You're not defense. Yeah. You guys finish your wars very quickly, and that's kind of where the meta is going, it seems. Unless we get something strange that happens to war, fast clears is where the future of war is, right? Yeah,
especially in Zone 1, it's very competitive. So you gotta clear fast. If you're clearing fast, then you can do something like this. If you're fighting more defensive wars, then this isn't really going to be for you.
Okay, so yes, very situational, guys, but if you guys are starting to run it against these high-level alliances, want to punch up, this may be good for some of your alliance mates that don't have the high collection power to do some of these things. So with that said, and even though you're running trash or leftover characters on defense, they're still pulling some good characters, like just some example of their war defense teams. You have Mercs, Young Avengers, Fantastic Four, Black Bolt, and the Black Bolt in humans combo with Black Bolt, Yo-Yo, Crystal, Coulson, and Shuri instead of Nick Fury, because we're going to be using Nick Fury somewhere else. You also got Hydra minions there, and even though they're not a very good team without Red Skull, they're still pulling some good teams on defense, right?
Yeah, they pulls the same thing, because people see, the Hydra minions, they don't see Red Skull. They just use the same team that they would use if Red Skull was there. So it pulls the same thing.
Just guaranteed wins, and they're still taking out Inhumans or Zemos or something big like that. You also got a Guardians team with Vision, not very threatening, but again, especially in the flight deck, early on in war, you pull some pretty good with teams with that. Weird Marauders, because we're breaking up the Marauders in this video.
Yeah, we are.
We got Strife, Mystique, Sabretooth, Wolverine, and Psylocke, and even though that doesn't sound very good on paper, you're still getting some war offense top meta teams to use against that one, right?
You'll see it pull meta teams. That team last war pulled a full X-Men team with Phoenix.
I would say that's a win, especially if you don't have Sinister and Emma on that team.
Yeah, right.
And then your last is just non-skillatory military, just trash. So Winter Soldier, Captain America, your leftover characters that are not on the skillatory team.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. So now that we've got defense out of the way, how is this going to work on offense? Let's go to your first team here that you're using, and this has Zemo, Red Skull, Grenadier. So I guess you've got to build up one of these minions if you're not building them already, and then Hela and Loki, and you're punching across. Is this a punch up or punch down? But you're beating the mercs with Ghost here. Tell me about this team and how this works as I play this footage.
Yeah, what we're seeing here is so this team, if I didn't use Loki and Hela, you would maybe put on some Hydra minions, which maybe you don't have built up. And then this would be a punch up. And it might still win, but there would be more percentage chance for you to fail. By adding Loki and Hela, it becomes a sure win, no fail situation. Okay,
and at the higher levels, it's not necessarily about how big you could punch up. It's about these guaranteed wins, correct? So you may be punching down a lot on these, but this allows you to use a big team on there. So, and you mentioned Supernatural. Sometimes you're using Hela with that Supernatural team on offense. Who goes in Hela's place if you're using Hela on a different team?
On Supernatural, well, you would
on this current team right here. If you're pulling Hela for Supernatural,
if I use Hela on my Supernatural because my Scarlet Witch is very weak, just to boost the power of that team, then you can use Drax and like Hydra Sniper together, or really anybody, because the core of the team is Red Skull, Zemo, and Grenadier. It doesn't really matter so much who the other two. Drax is nice because he's a pre-taunting tank, and he can protect the team and keep it alive. You could put Shuri on there if you're not using her anywhere, just to give it some extra survivability.
And how important is it to have that Grenadier super high as far as damage? Will this team work if Grenadier does not have the highest damage on the team?
He has to be the highest damage. He has to, and he's definitely worth it. He's a very good character.
You need some real investment for this team to work in that Grenadier, at least.
On Grenadier, that you might not have done. A lot of people have slept on that, but hail Hydra.
Oh, yes. Hence our shirts. Are you using this team against anything else other than the mercs?
Yes. If you have Red Skull, Zemo, Grenadier, Loki, and Hela, you can actually counter Marauders even on a punch up. Okay.
Nice. All right, so this is an interesting team. I know this is not for everybody. This is very situational if you're going very offensive minded, because you're pulling some good characters off defense potentially here. Let's move on to this next one, and this is a very interesting team. I saw this, I'm like, what? Who's going to use this team? But I guess in that certain situation when offense is more important than defense, this will work because Emma Frost, Mr. Sinister. This seems like an easy counter for this Fury, Coulson, Shield team. And I know for me, I know Brotherhood is a good counter to this team, but most people don't have that huge, gigantic Brotherhood to counter.
Brotherhood stops working.
Crazy.
Brotherhood stops working as they get bigger. Yeah, when you have a crazy Black Bolt on there. And some of these Black Bolts are becoming like T-15s. Some people are taking their Nick Fury to T-15 for Dark Dimension. And so your normal Brotherhood will stop functioning at that level.
Gotcha.
So you need to figure out something else. This team works. There's a couple of mechanics here that make this work really, really well against this Black Bolt Coulson.
Yes. Sorry.
Yeah, number one is that Coulson, no problem. Number one is that Coulson will target Phoenix and kill her, turn her into Dark Phoenix. That's great.
That sounds good.
The other, that's awesome.
I noticed you got a black. I see you just got a Black Bolt there. That is nice.
Yep. Yeah, you get to clone Black Bolt, so that's always good too with Mr. Sinister. And the other key mechanic that happens.
I notice you're going after Coulson here. Is this the kill order here?
Yeah. That's pretty much the kill order that I've been using. That's same thing every time.
Okay, Coulson. Then who goes after Coulson? Is it Yo-Yo or Fury, or how do we? Who's the next?
Oh, we got to kill Crystal. You got to get Crystal out of there. And we'll use Emma's ult to kill Crystal.
To kill Crystal. Okay, so Crystal, then Coulson, I guess. Oh, okay, yeah.
I think
no more healing for Black Bolt and Yo-Yo.
Damn right.
All right, so this is an interesting team. It does sacrifice a lot on defense, which is why it's very situational. But I guess if you don't have the option, you don't have the roster to compete with some of these high level teams, you got to make do. And this is where you
at our level, at our level, my Marauders get just decimated by anything. They're too weak.
Yeah. All right. So yes, and this is I noticed a lot of these strong meta war defense teams, everybody knows the counter to it. So as long as you have a strong enough team, the counters are known. But these weird hybrid teams are the ones that are giving people trouble. And that's I guess that's what happens with your with your Hydra minions and your weird Guardian team and some of these weird teams that don't really seem that strong on paper. All right, last one is this strange team. You're breaking up a lot, brother. You're breaking up Pimtech. You're breaking up the Sinister Six. Minerva, so and Hydra, are they still a threat? Because
unfortunately,
are they a threat? Are they a threat now at the higher levels? Because
Hydra.
I see a lot of 200K Hydra teams at my level, and so
you don't need that. You don't need that for. You don't need this for that. This also takes out Asgardian teams.
Okay.
Very easily.
Any other tricky teams that this takes out? Because I don't really see a lot of Asgardians. I don't really see a lot of Hydra. But are they coming back into play at those high levels? Do you see them a lot going into those against those top 5, top 10 teams? Yes.
Hydra is getting a second life on defense when you add Zemo to it. Zemo and Grenadier with Red Skull on defense is just as good as it on offense and just as hard to do.
Okay. So I guess people are building up Zemo. People are still building up Red Skull for other game modes, which is making them stronger in here. And just those minions are just coming along for the ride. So very interesting teams. They're very, very I don't know. It's very niche, very niche teams. If you're fully going offense, but if you're running to the same kind of problems that I am, punching up against these big teams, or maybe not now, but once you get to the higher levels and you have these teams and your normal counters aren't working anymore, yes, I guess this will help you if you have that smaller roster, right? And you said you've got some MVPs, you've got a lot of war wins now with using this strategy.
Yeah, it's still hard for me to get MVPs because I got some really good players in my alliance. Okay. But my fail rate is at like 0% or like 1%. I just don't get fails anymore at this point. I'm always kind of punching down because I built these teams up so big that I can't even find teams to punch up against at this point.
I guess that's a good problem. That's a good problem, right?
It's not a bad problem to have,
All right, and then we talked about your other war offense teams before we started recording. Black Order's war offense, that's probably a guaranteed win, whoever they're fighting. Symbiotes, Axemen, X-Force, all very strong traditional teams. Brotherhood 2.0, and then that's Supernatural, sometimes with Scarlet Witch, sometimes with Hela. And then you got a few other floater teams there, the Power Armor, the Sinister Six without Doc Ock, and then the new team on the block, the Shadowlands, like X-Force 2.0 almost.
Yep. Yeah. What's interesting is some people are taking Coulson and putting him on the Avengers and then just putting normal Nick Fury on defense with his minions. Okay. And if you remember way back, I really made the Sinister Six to counter.
Can you repeat that? The connection got lost there.
Yeah, no problem. So the interesting thing is that people are taking Coulson now and they're putting him on those Avengers team, Avengers Wave 1.
Yeah.
And then they're bringing Fury teams back with just the minions. And if you remember, the Sinister Six was actually made to counter Coulson.
Okay.
So you can use that.
It's interesting. A lot of these teams that have fallen off, I guess it seems like at the higher levels they're coming back. So I even at my level, maybe I'll start seeing these teams come back, and this could be a very, very interesting strategy to be using at that time. And not for everybody, just six at max. You're going to need a lot of traditional people playing things traditionally, strong defenses, and a lot of these more traditional offense teams. But you
only want to do this if you're an extremely aggressive and active player like I am.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Yes. So you're going to need to get all your attacks in. You're not going to. You got to be watching war and looking at that. So yes, very, very offensive minded, looking at the clock and all that stuff. And No defense, but still getting. Do you get any wins on defense, or is just trying to utilize the opponent's strong teams?
I do get wins.
Okay.
Sometimes I'll trip them up just because the team is so weird. I'll get a win, or that Black Bolt Coulson team is so good on defense. It really does get a lot of wins.
Yeah, it's hard to counter them unless you're using a Black Order, or unless your Brotherhood 2.0 is very, very strong, or just using one of your meta teams. So I guess this gives an option. I guess there's still kind of a meta team that you're using to beat that team, but yeah, if you're not using them, I guess this is some options, guys. So MrHartgrave, always a pleasure, brother. Let everybody know where they could find you if they want more information.
Yeah, absolutely. You can always find me at twitchtv.com/MrHartgrave, and on my YouTube channel. I'm hoping you got it linked down below because I still got to get.
There's no links. There's no links.
No.
All right. Okay. I'll put links.
Thank you.
I've known you before. Well, I'll put some links for you.
Thank you, brother, because I'm so new. I need subscribers, so come hit me up.
Check them out, guys, if you want to see more outside the box videos and some thinking and what you may be able to do if these certain situations present themselves. Once again, thank you for joining me. Check out his channel. Check him out on Twitch, and I will see you guys next time. Hopefully this video is helpful for you if you're running across this situation, and I will see you guys next time. Share this with your alliance mates. Maybe this is something that you might want to do for certain members of your alliance, and hopefully it helps you with these big punch-ups that you might be running across. Check out some of my other videos. Check me out on social media. And yeah, you're ready already. I see it. Where is it? Where's the fist? There it is. Hog fist bump. ValleyFlyin. I'm MrHartgrave. Out.